Hey guys, great evening. It's Coach T coming to you live. Anyway, listen, I want to chime in because, of course, we know that we are T minus, let's see, we're in October, November, December, a little bit over 75 days, close until the end of the year, which means what? Money cometh, tax man cometh, right? So I wanted to come in tonight and really tonight I want to focus on my parents who have children. And you guys know that I've been doing taxes for the last 9 years. And so I pride myself in providing you with content and information that will keep you well informed on this journey. Hey sis. So for those of you who are wondering how you can make paying lower taxes great again, I'm so glad you chimed in tonight. And this is really for my moms and my dads who have children. For those of you who know people who have children between the ages of 7 to 17, one of the things that you can do to lower your tax liability legally, right? Tax liability legally is hire your children. After all, in the tax world, they're not your children. They are independent contractors. Yes, but I want to be very clear, again, how you use the tax code. I know some people are like, oh my God, President Trump only paid $750. You know what? Salute, right? No, I didn't vote, but salute for him. But again, I want you to understand, as I talk about in my YouTube video, / Chinaza Speaks, Avoid Paying Taxes Legally, I want you to understand that the tax laws are there to benefit the business owner. So for my home-based business owners, my small business owners, my real estate investors, those of you who have any form of small business, hiring your children is one of the ways that you can avoid paying your taxes, is one of the ways that you can legally reduce your tax liability. So let's jump into it. Remember, they're no longer your kids when you hire them into your home-based business. They are your independent contractors. Got it? Okay, right? So kid number one between the ages of what? 7 to 17. Now, there's somebody out there who's saying, oh my God, Coach Chi, there is the Fair Labor Standards Act. Well, you're talking to an HR exec, so I totally get it. I understand. But again, there's an exemption when it comes to hiring your children. Those rules, if you will, don't necessarily come into play. So understand that this exemption is available for the business owner, regardless of the type of structure that you have. And again, as long as the parents own the business, again, the parents that are claiming their children, right? Mom, if you're a single mom, as long as you are the owner of the business, the way you have structured your business does not matter in accordance to the Fair Labor Standards Act, which means, yes, you can legally hire your children, again, ages 7 to 17. And again, the business must be wholly owned by the parents or the taxpayer who is hiring their children to work in their home-based business. Now, again, according to the Fair Labor Standard Act, I wanted to read it verbatim. It says this exemption applies only when the parent is the sole employer of the minor, right? Again, the parent is the sole employer of the minor. Hey, beautiful. And if the parent is the partner in a partnership or an officer in a corporation, the parental exemption does not apply unless the parents are the only member of the partnership. So if you have a business and you have other partners in your business, other than you and your husband or your spouse, or you're a single parent and it's just you have to be the sole owner of the business to be able to hire your children between the ages of 7 to 17. Period. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, I want to give you an example of how this works. For instance, let's just say that you take Chinaza. Chinaza is the owner of Your Tax Girl, which is my local tax business. I'm currently, let's just say I'm in a 35% tax bracket, right? And I have 3 children, ages 14, 15, and 17. Now, if I'm to hire each one of my children in my business to work for the year and pay them, hear me now, pay them $12,200, these deductions would reduce my taxable income by $36,600. Why? Because $12,200 is what I'm allowed to deduct and pay my children, hear me now, per child. between the ages of 7 to 17, right? And of course, let's just say that, again, my children are 14, 15, and 17. That tax savings alone would allow me to literally lower my own taxes by $12,810. Reason being is 35% of the $36,000 is $12,810. Imagine hiring my 3 amazing children and not having to legally pay $12,810 in taxes. Legally. I'm just saying, I'm telling you what I know. Now, to make this thing sweeter, just so you understand, for me and my family, if we assume that my children have no other income, no other side jobs, they don't work outside my home-based business or my business, my small business, their entire salary of $12,200 is 100% federal income tax free. Did you hear me now? 100%. As long as they don't do anything else, that income is 100% federally income tax free, which means it's a true tax savings of $12,810 that I do not have to pay in taxes. Is that not thebomb.com? I'm just telling you what I know. Now, again, I want you to understand that you have to be able to be the sole owner of the business, right? You can't have 6 other partners from around the world. This is you and your spouse's business, or you are the business owner. Hands down, this allows you to be able to write that off. Now, again, I want you to understand, doesn't matter what structure, don't get into the laws of Fair Labor Standards Act. There's an exemption that is physically written in the law that will benefit you long term. And again, understand this. If your child working in your business also makes them eligible for other benefits like normal employees. Like, for instance, healthcare spending accounts, flexible spending accounts. Like, as a business owner, you already have these other business expenses that you're accounting for. But I just want you to know that the laws are out there, and I'm giving you a short version tonight because I don't want you to go into analysis paralysis. When my clients retain me, as they have for the last 9 years, those of you who know, you actually get a packet from me. And if you have children, during my interview with you, if I discover that you have children, boom, I automatically send you this and talk you through how to properly structure your home-based business and make sure that your children, hands down, are literally in the business properly. So again, I wanted to give you that little bit of information, give you that little background. Now, let me just break this down, because your child must be paid a reasonable wage. And I want to be very clear for you, thinking about the activities that some of you will be hiring your children to do in your home-based business. Now, again, my kids are 22 and 20 now, but back in the day, they were really savvy when it came to social media. So, for instance, the IRS says that you must pay your child a reasonable wage. Now, again, think about that in the context of it, paying that child, if what you're paying that child is enough or not reasonable, given the duties that they perform. So, for instance, if I wanted to hire my daughter on a part-time basis and pay her a salary of $1,016.67 a month, that would gets me to that $12,200 standard deduction amount for that child. However, if my child only works 5 hours a week for a total of 20 hours a month, that would really say that I'm paying her on average $50 an hour. Now, for the children who we have that are whiz kids, right? If their role in the business is a clerical nature, if you're saying they're an admin and you're paying them $50 an hour, I'm scratching my head. That's not reasonable. However, if they are doing social media marketing, managing your social media, posting photos and taking pictures of your products or your content, or letting people know that you're in business, and they're handling your advertising and you're paying them $50 an hour, that's about an average going rate for a social media specialist. So again, making sure that what they do in your business is a reasonable wage. If you're looking at Google, what certain positions get paid for, there's a way to properly document it. And so again, you want to understand that what they're doing is reasonable, it makes sense, and it supports your business, right? So again, there's a way, just breaking it down. Now, let me talk about the IRS laws. Require 3 rules that you have to follow, okay? Hands down. 1, you got to get a W-9 on file for your child. All you have to do, baby, is go online and download the W-9. Go online, and download a W-9. Create a folder per child in your home and get organized, hands down, right? Rule number 2 is provide a 1099 for the income you paid the child and file the 1099 with the IRS. Oh God, it sounds so convoluted, but it's not. Wagefiling.com, honey, it costs you $1 and some change to download, fill it in PDF fillable, and literally it transmits electronically to the IRS. That's rule number 2, just file the 1099. And rule number 3, create a simple contract for services performed. All of these 3 steps to save yourself an average of $12,810 a year if you had 3 children, and I gave you the example, 14, 15, and 16. You only got to do 3 things. And if you need some help with that, just know that your tax girl, I can help you with the filing. I can send you a W-9. If you don't want to go and do it yourself, I can help you get structured. And again, all of this is inside of my new clients packet. So again, just a tax tip to give you on how to reduce that tax liability. So again, we're going to make not paying taxes great again, right? I know somebody's like, did she really go there? I did, right? And I'm going to tell you something. I just want to give you another tip and we'll talk about it. For those of you paying ridiculous student loans, and I mean redonkulous, right? Keep in mind, as a business owner, a home-based business owner, a small business owner, when you structure your payments with Sallie Mae, understand that you are paying the loan amount to Sallie Mae based on your taxable income. I had to turn around on that one. Based on your taxable income. So guess what? Somebody asked me, Chinaza, why have you not paid a student loan? Oh, Jesus. Legally. Because student loans, when a Sallie Mae calls me and says, Miss Duson, how much taxable income do you have? The operative word there was taxable, meaning what's left. What is left, period.com. When you look on line 43 of my taxes, if there's a 0 there, guess what that means? Regardless of what I made, if there's a 0 there, that means that there is no taxable income, which means Sallie Mae, don't get a check from me. Because again, when the students, they actually pull your transcripts, they verify, and they're not looking at that, they're looking at what you pay taxes on. And that is the basis for which they create the amount that you pay in student loans. So I'm just telling you, some of you will get on the phone and be like, you know what? Yeah, I make $250,000 a year, so I'm going to go ahead and make this payment. And you're setting yourself up. Because if you have a small business and you start deducting all your business expenses, you hire your 3 children, you got standard, you got reasonable and ordinary expenses for your business, hands down. And when you get done deducting, you only have $12,000 worth of taxable income. That's the amount that they should be basing your student loans payments on. So that's a little tip that I wanted to give you. But tonight, that's extra, that's for free, right? But tonight I want to talk about making sure that you understand there are so many different tips and tricks to legally reduce your tax liability. So I wanted to give you that tonight. Tonight's tip was about taking those kids of yours. They're no longer your kids as an entrepreneur. They are independent contractors. Listen, you got any questions for me? Go ahead and DM me, or you can shoot me an email at yourtaxgirls with an S at gmail.com. And as always, this has been a taxable moment from literally taxable moment from your tax girl. Gosh, I mean, the phone that I'm using is tax deductible. I have to go ahead and market my business. This is all tax deductible. A portion of my internet. Anyway, catch the video on my YouTube channel. If this was helpful, please share it because other people need to know. While we're sitting there turning and frowning our noses up as who pays what in taxes, just know that the law is there to benefit you, especially if you're a small business owner. And if you need to start a small business and you haven't figured it out, I got some ideals and I got some avenues and venues for you to do just that legally. Have a good day, everybody.